My eyeliners are clearly two alternates of the third kind because they tried to be doppelgangers, but they failed. Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. How are you today? Hope you're doing fine, and this is the first time I'm doing this kind of content, but actually horror is one of my top favorite things in the world. I'm a huge horror junkie and I really wanted to make this video as soon as possible because Alex Kister is churning out slowly new material, and so I need to be quick before the next episode drops, because the Mandela Catalogue has become my drug. Like, it's my drug of choice now. I live in function of its content being uploaded on YouTube and other platforms. And I think, like everyone else, I've come up with my own theories and I want to make a video about it. I won't be explaining to you the full story because I suck at editing. I still suck at making videos after like 1 year I've started, or even more. So I'm just gonna tell you what I think is going on here. If you're new to this web series, then please go watch it. Please. It's so good. Like I said, it is my obsession. Go see some video. Issei, what's the right pronunciation? Go see some video about it after, maybe by Wendigoon or another creator. But if you're looking for like the full in-depth explanation, then you're not finding it here. I'm gonna skip that part and jump straight to the theories, because like I said, I am not capable of doing that kind of video. So let's jump right into it. I have my notes here. They are like they're this long, this, and I even get to I even, oh my god, I didn't even finish like writing them, whatever. So I'm gonna start with a kinda, I don't know if it is an outlandish theory, but maybe it is. Before like getting to like the main theory or what I think the whole story is, I wanted to address this thing also because this video, the decision of making this video, comes from this comment right here that I made on Wendigoon's video on Mandela Catalogue. And I said like, oh my god, I'm gonna write about 2 theories that I came up with, and it's this long, like it's huge. And also there's a theory there that I don't stand by it anymore, so I won't bring it up here, and I don't even know if maybe I should edit the comment. I don't know, maybe I'll put in tiny like I don't stand anymore, but but yeah, that comment opens up with this theory, so I'm gonna open the video with this theory. The theory that I like to call the Junji Ito flying balloons theory. Basically, everyone is saying that Mark kahooted himself when he opened the door to his alternate, but I don't think he did, because when he opened the door, he was like, "You freaking bastard!" and he shot him. Or like, he shot at him. He didn't shoot himself. So I don't think that he committed the deed. So a theory about on what might have happened is, what if alternates worked like the Junji Ito's flying balloons? Junji Ito's flying balloons are from a story which carries their name, Flying Balloons, if I am remembering well, in which this town gets invaded by a horde of balloons, which they all have the head of someone living in that town. Everyone has its own balloon doppelganger. And if you try to kill your balloon, if you try to shoot it, you will die. Like, you're connected with your balloon. If you kill it again, you will die. or like if like you try to kill it, because I think they're actually immortal. Like there's the scene of this guy shooting at the balloon, but the bullet like gets into his head somehow. Well, what if this is what happens if you try to end an alternate? Remember, the think principle ends with kahoot yourself. We all know that at this point, I think we all know that the true K in the think principle is the know your place in reality. But what if N and K, not the know your place in reality, the other K, the kahoot yourself, what if they are consequential? What if whoever is letting out that think principle, like the Department of Temporal Phenomena or something, like they're telling people to neutralize the alternate, because if you do, actually it's you the one you're neutralizing. Hence the glitch, the think, the kahoot yourself, but like, oh, know your place in reality. This would explain what happened to Mark. He shooted at his own alternate, but it's him, the one who actually hit. But I know this is a little bit of an outlandish theory. It's just something that I came up with to explain what went down with like Mark's case. I still think the alternate's MO is trying to push people to their breaking point. And this leads me into my main theory about what is going on here. I'm gonna call this segment the MAD, or reverse the delusion. For like this main theory, I side with two other YouTubers, which are Wendigoon and El Ultimo Divinauta, because I also watch videos in Spanish about this web series. And basically they said that Wendigoon said that this is the invasion of demons, of like Satan trying to disguising himself as an angel, invading the earth. And I agree with the theory, and I added to that El Ultimo Divinauta's theory that this is actually like these creatures, these evil angels or demons, whatever you want to call it, they come from an alternate universe. I think they're invading this universe and trying to make it their own by pushing people to their breaking point and leading them to end their lives. And I want to focus now, like I said at the start of this segment, I want to focus now on MAD, because there are something that have kind of struck me about it. What has struck me about it is that in the video about MAD, the robotic voice uses the same word of the redacted angel, or like the fake Gabriel in Overthrown, which are reverse the delusion. Like the angel, when he speaks in binary, he says that he's here to reverse the delusion, and this is like the exact same thing that the voice in the MAD video says. So why is Gabriel here to reverse the delusion? Maybe I didn't make a good build up to this, but just let me get straight to the point and let me tell ya. I think what these alternates are saying to people to bring them to that point is the truth about this reality. I think they're telling them that there are multiple realities, maybe that the one we're living in, it's fake. I think these angels, they're kind of giving the red pill of Matrix to people. I think this is this is the information which is not desired to be known, and that leads people to this point. The delusion they're talking about is that we think that this reality, it's our own reality, and it's real, and we have control over it, and etc. And this is why the last K think it's know your place in reality. So this, I think, is actually MAD, and I think this is actually what angels alternates are trying to do. I hope I didn't sound too confusing. I hope I explained it well. Even though I have like all these notes, I don't think I am like very good at explaining what I think. But I think these alternates aren't just pushing people to that point, telling them about the truth of this world. I of course know that they use people's greatest fears, and this is what makes them so good. Like, just let me take a break from theories and just compliment Alex, because this is the scariest monster that has ever birthed from the mind of a web series creator. Because these creatures are literally just out there triggering people. They know exactly what to say to bring out the death drive in people, as Freud would say. Like, this is insane. Like, think about a creature able to do that, to screw that. Like, it just like appears out of nowhere, says stuff and screws up your mental health. This is hellish. Like, kudos to you, Alex. Like, this is why this series has became my drug. Like this and like a couple of thousand other reasons. So this thing of like alternates pushing people to kahooting themselves leads me to my third main theory. Like these are my three biggest theories I wanted to talk about, and the second, like the one I just finished talking about, is like the main theory. But like this gives me a segue to move on to the third, which is, I'm gonna call this segment like death is a gift. Basically, as we all know, according to Christianity, life is a gift. If everything is turned upside down in the world of these alternates from a religious point of view, for them death is a gift and they're trying to give it to people. What kind of puzzles me about this whole thing is that sometimes I get this little doubt: are these alternates thinking that they're doing something good for the people in this world? Like they want to reverse the delusion? Maybe death is a gift. I don't know. I'm the hamster in my brain right now, like in its wheel, is kind of going on. Again, it just like religious tropes are swapped here, like they're like the other way around in the alternates world. So I gotta think that for them death is a gift. Maybe this is the gift they are talking about before attacking people. Like when Mark's alternate goes, "Hey Mark, I have a gift for you." This we can see it also in the original copies, when he says that he has a gift for him, and the following phrase is, "and now I'm free." Also referring to Wendigoon's theory again, he brought up that in the Divine Comedy, if you take your own life, you basically go straight to hell, and your body, like your soul, goes straight to hell, but your body gets possessed by a demon. We already saw an extract of the Divine Comedy in the series, so I don't know, like he said, maybe other parts of the comedy can be canon, maybe this part is canon too. If so, maybe alternates are eliminating people in this way in order to have their bodies to themselves and do who knows what with them. And this also opens up the possibility that maybe you're not completely actually dead in the series, that when an alternate attacks you, your soul goes somewhere. I don't know. I don't really know. I didn't still decided on this soul point. So we went through the main theories that I had on this series, and now let's go into a little bit of some other smaller things that I've reflected upon, that I got my little overthinking brain cells at work on. Mark's intruder. Alex said to Wendigoon that is something particularly horrifying, and since then I am wrapping my mind around it on what the heck it is. But certainly he is related to alternates at the very least, because he acts like them, like he preys on Mark's fear of monsters under the bed, and he knocks at this door like his alternate did when he was older. So whoever this intruder is, he shares traits with the alternates. Also, I think that night Mark's dad was already replaced by an alternate because he didn't tuck him in under the bed. I know that's like a staggering piece of evidence. Like this is like a very solid theory. But yeah, like why wouldn't Mark's dad tuck him in? Like, I think that's a little sus at the very least. Reflecting upon the scary night, I think, and also the incident of the mother, I think that alternates kidnap kids, children, because they're or kidnap them, or now the hamster, he's spinning. Like, what if Mark was kidnapped at some point in his life? Okay. Kids are much easier to attack because they're way more fearful. Like, we all know about childhood trauma, right? Like, whether it's something like serious or even a piece of media keeping us at night. But truth is, when we're little, we are way more susceptible to these things. So I think this is why alternates have such an easy way with kids and can even kidnap them. Something is going on with the hospital. I swear to God, nobody's talking about this. When the tape about the various kind of emergencies that callers have to handle comes to the point of the hospital, he doesn't simply says hospital, he says hospital. And I think we can all agree that in this series, glitches and jump scare, more often than not, have a narrative role. Like, whenever we saw one of them, we also got some important piece of information about the plot. So I think their placement is clever and not random, and I think that glitch on the word hospital is intentional, and it means that something is going on there. That's actually where Caesar's alternate is driving Caesar's mom to after he ended there. So yeah, why driving her to the hospital? I know he said like, oh my god, my mom fell, but maybe he's driving there for real. This makes me think that this whole thing, tying back to my main theory, is actually a scientific experiment gone wrong. That maybe in this hospital there's a facility, a separate place in which some scientists, they broke into another dimension or created some kind of interdimensional monster who is now messing with time and trying to bring their time from this other dimension to our own. So yeah, I tied this back a little bit to my main theory. This is also, I think, where like the department of temporal phenomena comes into place. Like, it's, I think, I don't know if everyone here thinks about the alternate universe theory, but Like, why is there a department of temporal phenomena in the first place here? Like, it's obvious that we have creatures messing with time, and hence they could have entered this world at any point in time, and they have access to our whole timeline. I don't think they came to Earth around the time of Christ. I think they have access to, like I said, our whole timeline. So they didn't wait like all these centuries and millennia to like go wild in the 80s. Like they just time traveled their way there. They can time travel to any time, to the time of Christ, to modern times, and etc. This also means, in my opinion, that maybe Mark didn't have that alternate in his room since his childhood. He's simply alternate, the intruder. I don't think the intruder was always there in his room. I think that he simply time traveled his way there. Or, like another comment said, another comment under Wendigoon's video, that is, that's his guardian demon. Because this comment, I can't remember the name, this person said that if everything is like upside down in this world, like just like we have guardian angels, they may have guardian demons, and that's Mark's guardian demon. That's a very cool theory, I like it. So yeah, I started talking about the hospital, and then I went a completely other route. I'm sorry. Let's just take it back to the smaller theories and get out of like the main theory. I ended up talking about it again. I should have made these notes better. Lieutenant Thatcher Davis, he's definitely sus. And again, this is another thing nobody's talking about. He ruled out the possibility of alternates in the mother's case, and he dismissed Mark's story as simply him being paranoid. I think this is not the actual Lieutenant Thatcher Davis. I think this is alternate. I think he got replaced. Maybe when an alternate attacked him while he was on his phone at work. Maybe he wasn't good at hiding his fear. So yeah, calling it now, that's not a human. That Lieutenant Thatcher Davis is an alternate. Calling it now. Now the last smaller things that I want to talk about is actually related to one of the latest uploads, like not video uploads, like in the community tab of the Mandela Catalogue channel. Some days ago, Alex uploaded this thing which absolutely thrilled me. Oh my god! In which we see the second type of alternates, previously known as detectable, being referred to as unspeakable. I think the reason why their name should not be said is that these creatures are biblical, and I think this kind of ties back to the first commandment of "Thou shalt not take my name in vain." I think that's the English translation. Like, I'm way more familiar with how we say in our language, which is "Non dire il nome di Dio in vano," which literally translated "Don't say the name of God in vain." What does this actually mean? Okay, bear with me now. I'm gonna get a little I'm gonna go off a little. But basically, according at least to the Jewish Kabbalah, if you say God's full name, things happen. Like, according to the Jewish tradition, like I'm not Jewish, but I am very interested in the Jewish Kabbalah, and it's something that I believe in. That's not the Kabbalah is way more on the side of mysticism than religious, which is a little different, and this is why people from other religions can like adopt it. But I think that this belief is also part of like the Jewish religion, not only of the Kabbalah, that when you say the full name of God, things happen, and that this is what actually Moses said to divide the waters when he was trying to save the Jews from the Egyptian people back in the Exodus. At least according to the Kabbalah, this is what happened when he wanted to divide the waters. He said God's full name. So I think this can tie back to the Mandela Catalogue as don't say the full name of these creatures, or they'll do like something as big as dividing the water of an ocean. Like they're gonna bring havoc. Like remember, this is a world where everything is the contrary of what like the our religions, our beliefs, philosophies, etc. say. So yeah, this is why you don't want to say the names of these creatures, or God knows, pun unintended, what they might do. And last but not least, the cats from the Scrimblow catalog maybe alternates. Bear with me. Probably I think that y'all already are convinced of this, because I mean, who wouldn't? We basically already know that Mark in the Scrimblow catalog has met his end at the ends of a alternate of the fifth type. But like, I think it's much simpler to come to this conclusion, because it's canon that the fake Gabriel, the redacted angel, convinced Noah to bring alternates on the boat. Alternates of all animals. So yeah, even alternates of cats. Which will make them alternates of the first type, like they're all doppelgangers of animals. So yeah, as we can see, there's absolutely a possibility that the cats in that video may be the enemy. So yeah, this is everything that I have to say about this theory, and my voice is getting weird because I'm actually coughing a lot, and I hope that my future self has edited out all the cough, because I've been sick for the past week and I'm actually feeling much better, but this darn cough is not going away, and don't worry, it's not Rona. But yeah, if you see like me tearing up a little, or like my voice sounds weird, it's because of this. It's because that I'm coughing my soul, but you can't see it, hope you won't. So yeah, these are my theories so far about, I don't know, I mean, maybe this is my favorite series, like my favorite horror web series. I don't know, like there are strong competitors for the title, like I Am Very Mary and Poradnikus Miechu, Pets Cup, like these and the Mandela Catalogue are like the four horsemen of the apocalypse. Like kind of literally when it comes to the Mandela Catalogue. If Alex watches this video, then I'm so sorry that I'm filming this on my phone, but I still have to evolve as a YouTuber. And I hope y'all enjoyed it, and please let me know in the comments your theories. Let me know what you think about my theories, and just let's discuss this together, because this is one of the few things keeping me away from insanity these days. And like I can't wait for new episodes, but I also really hope I get to edit and upload this before said episodes get out. I bet I'm calling now that we're gonna see some stuff on Christmas, because that's when alternate Jesus will be born. So yeah, I think this is pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm seeing you in my next video. Hey guys, sorry for the add-on, but I forgot to tell you actually a lot of things. I believe that some of you already noticed that even though I recorded this before he did, well, MatPat actually published a theory about the Mandela Catalogue in which he brings up the same MAD theory I did about the alternate reality, and I am so MAD myself that I didn't upload this video before so that I could take, you know, the first place. I can say now that I thought about this first, and I'm so mad. As you can see here, this is the proof that I did this video first, but I took a lifetime to edit it because I am lazy. So yeah, as you can see, this is kind of embarrassing. Also, sorry for the weird background noises. Someone is I just don't think about it. But yeah, I did this first, MatPat. Like, what up? Jokes aside, I absolutely agree with him on this theory. Like he said, metaphysics is the quote-unquote science, like the philosophical science, if we can say, about our place in reality, literally. And so that's why the information which is not desired to be known is that our reality is not what we think it is. Also, he brings up a nice point saying that maybe the angels may be lying. I don't know, but yeah, this is the information not desired to be known. And this is also the reason why children are getting kidnapped, because how do you explain to a kid what is their place in reality? You can't. They are too young to grasp this kind of concept. So this is why the alternates, they just straight up kidnap them. And also, like, they're smaller, easier to obtain, and so yeah, this is why they don't tell them any information and they just straight up kidnap them. Now, I told you I won't be talking about this with you, but I wanted just to tell you anyway the outlandish theory that I had about the intruder, which is that he is actually Mark's dad. I know, this is pretty outlandish, that's why I didn't want to talk about this before, but I'm just saying it because who knows, maybe I'm right. But again, in thinking about the soul-swapping theory of Dante and etc., what if this is where, like I said, Daddy didn't tuck me in tonight? Maybe this is where Daddy went, like the alternate replaced them, and Mark's dad became the man in the shadows, the man in the corner. Now, another thing that I wanted to tell you is that as we can see here, Mark is labeled as the first victim, but that night Caesar is the first one that gets attacked. In fact, the phone call, like on the other end of that phone call, there's his alternate, but still Mark is labeled as victim 1, so this means that he has been attacked before, most likely when he was a toddler. So yeah, definitely something went down that night, that scary night, because Mark is labeled here as victim 1. And yeah, then last but not least, like I told you, I don't rule out the possibility of a scary animal alternate, because, I mean, we had Cujo, so yeah, why not? Why we won't be I think we might be having some, like I said, Cujo, or again, Junji Ito action going on. Who knows? Like, they are alternates of the first kind anyway. So yeah, I just wanted to add these little things real quick, and I hope again you will. Whoopsie, I was saying, I hope you enjoy this, and thank you so much for watching. Mandela Catalogue, the rom-com edition. 2 girls fall in love with Mark, and one of them is an alternate. Mark chooses the human one over her, and the alternate girl goes, uh-oh, bad decision, Mark. No, but for real, I would pay to watch a movie like this, like a love triangle in which at least one of the parties is an alternate. Like, that sounds really juicy to me.